What is up, beautiful people of the internet? I go by the name of Wesley, and today we are reacting to I cooked a chicken by slapping it. I am calling clickbait right out of the gate. I do not believe it. This is Photoshop. This is Photoshop just like the damn moon landing. 100% can't be real. Calling it right now. That being said, guys, please subscribe down below for more reactions, and I guess let's just hit it and we'll figure out, we'll debunk it. We're going to debunk it. This is not going to be possible. So let's go.
It's done! It's cooked! Oh
Acting. Acting.
I mean, alright, let's eat it. A portion of this video was sponsored by HelloFresh. The chicken you see here is the only one on Earth ever cooked by the power of slaps. And as funny as that might sound, the engineering required to pull this off was no joke.
Liar. This is not possible. I've slapped plenty of chicken in my day, and they've all remained raw. Explain that, science!
A couple months back, I posted a video investigating a question as old as time. How many slaps would it take to cook a chicken? The results were incredibly promising, increasing the chicken's temperature by as much as 16 degrees C above ambient. With the original rig destroyed by our testing, we were back at square one, but boy did I have a lot of suggestions on where to go from here. My comments and my Discord were both flooded with ideas. Some of them pretty good and yeah, a lot of them were really bad. Multiple slappers, chicken-sized plate armor, a rig-sized vacuum chamber. All these suggestions addressed important issues with the original design, but each only really addressed one at a time. I needed all three: faster slap rate, more impact control, and minimal heat loss.
So he's just gonna practice this motion. Get faster slapping!
From the chicken. Right off the bat, I knew we'd need a stronger arm, so I made a new oak core
Pornhub
aluminum version
video
whose outer shell provides strength, while the wood core adds rigidity. The original meat beater also had a fundamental problem, in that there was no way whatsoever to control the power of a slap without also adjusting the speed. This is a real issue, because it means that as we go faster, we're forced to hit the chicken harder and harder, thereby accelerating its pulpification. What we need is a rig that can slap really, really fast without hitting the chicken all that hard, which means making a paddle that allows for adjustable slap depth. And yes, that's the technical term. This was the biggest overhaul from the original rig, which meant it was a pretty involved process.
Okay, I guess I'm getting convinced. He's used too many intelligent sounding words for this to be a conspiracy. I'm just saying, like, starting to believe this handsome gentleman with great hair.
The design I settled on used a cutting board as the impact surface, aluminum angle bars for mounts, and spring steel strips as the adjustable height legs that connected it to the arm. This allows for far more control over how we impact the chicken without compromising too much on weight or flexibility. The other big issue with the original design was that the chicken was constantly losing heat to the environment, and this was where Joel's experience really came in handy. Joel suggested ultra-thin aerogel insulation, which would minimize—
I'm sorry, when he said Joel's experience, I was just imagining that Joel is like, yeah, I'm a habitual chicken slapper, so here's a few little pointers I can give you, because I've been slapping chickens for about 20 decades, and I've got some real experience in this area.
Heat loss from the chicken without greatly dampening the force of the slapper's impact.
That's
the
so
genius
smart.
of this design is that it basically acts like a one-way energy filter, where the kinetic energy from the slap is still transferred to the chicken, but once it's converted into heat, it has no way to escape. I also made sure that this—
How long do you think it'll take before there's like an OnlyFans girl that gets this a device like this, and she's like cooking my butt and just slaps her booty, just like—
time I measured the temperature in degrees Celsius, since as many pointed out in the comments, that's the scale used for real science, which, I mean, this definitely is.
We speak American here.
The new design made it impossible to see the chicken. The internal wireless thermometer and digital slap counter made our progress far easier to track.
That's so cool. Yeah. There's something that's gonna end up on Pornhub very similar to this. It's probably there already. I'll be honest. I know it's there. I know it's there already.
We're off. Yes, we have an increase in temperature, 9 degrees C.
Hey.
Let's go. In terms of chicken integrity, this chicken's looking pretty good. We're up another degree Celsius. Let's go. The goal of this first attempt was just to figure out what still needed to be improved on the slapper, and the Meat Beater 9001 ran smoothly for the most part, requiring only a few pit stops to check on wear or manage heat dissipation.
Why does it look like some type of trebuchet or catapult? Like, it looks like they're speccing a miniaturized version of medieval warfare instrument, doesn't it, kind of?
Some cooking oil. It's not like really lube.
This would be the worst way to kill somebody.
After all.
Just like—
With no major issues for the first couple hours, it looked like the road ahead would be nothing but smooth slapping.
You better eat it after this.
We're okay. Nothing burned yet. No, what it needs is more tightness.
Hey, Hey, there it is.
We broke the bolt!
Talk about famous last words. Luckily, I had a spare bolt, so I swapped it out and kept going,
So
tracking
smart.
our progress along the way and making sure to celebrate the most important milestone of all.
And now! 69 420 slap.
That video's also made it on the PH site. I'm just saying.
Didn't expect to cook the chicken
That
on the
one's
very
there,
first
too.
try, but as the temperature kept creeping upwards, it started looking like a very real possibility. 100K! But something still felt off.
Guys, I just want to be clear, this is absolutely freaking mental, and I feel like it could explode at pretty much any second, so.
Why'd you say that? Oh, you jinxed it. Aw.
I have no idea what the just happened. We're gonna check the temperature of this chicken.
What? My scientist guy's low-key a hype beast, huh? He keeps on like dropping designer stuff.
Oh, that's f***ing nasty. What in the f***'s name have we created? It is really hot. I have to tell you, 47, 45.8. It smells like We came really close on our very first attempt, but 48 degrees was still 9 or 10 degrees short of a reasonable pasteurization temperature for chicken. I can't nibble this. That's accepting defeat, and I don't accept defeat. But wait, 9 or 10 degrees? That only puts us at around 57 C, or 135 degrees Fahrenheit, and everybody knows that a fully cooked chicken needs to register at least 165 degrees in order to be cooked. But the thing is, that's just not actually true. The reason we cook our meat is to kill whatever bacteria it contains, which in the case of chicken, generally Campylobacter or Salmonella. 165 is the temperature at which chicken is instantly pasteurized. But dig a little deeper and you'll learn that maintaining a lower temperature for a longer period of time can have the same pasteurizing effect. By maintaining a temperature between 55 to 60 C for an extended period of time, we can achieve the same bacterial reduction as the typical FDA guidelines.
So then you have to reach it and stay there for an hour? That is such a harder task to achieve.
And thus, consider
That's way
our chicken
harder.
cooked. To take this all the way, the rig would need some upgrades. So in collaboration with my crack team of Discord engineers, we implemented some critical adjustments for the rig. To prevent the drive bolt from snapping, we upgraded to a 3/8-inch hardened steel bolt. I also observed a lot of heat building up in the motor during the test, so we swapped out our low CFM PC fan for a bona fide blowimatron and used bags of snow to hopefully achieve sub-ambient cooling for the case.
Is Santa in your Discord?
All right, that looks pretty solid to me. Everything appears to be go. The second test was off to a great start.
Baby.
The motor was much cooler than before, and overall, everything was running far more smoothly. Me. Come on. Oh, come on. You kidding? So it turned out the motor wasn't the only thing that had been overheating, because in less than 30 minutes, we totally roasted the Variac.
That's crazy.
All right, cool. That's this whole project. It's like, I wrote something else. Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. The replacement Variac I ordered was rated for 30 amps, 10 more than the previous one, and I also added a PC fan on the back to provide some active cooling. I also noticed that the rectifier was getting extremely hot while testing, so I mounted it on a spare heatsink that I found lying around in Peter's shop. Yo! Let's go, baby! It's time to slap some freaking meat. Meat Meter 9001, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
And we're off to the races. The third stream was off to a very promising start, and not too long after we began, we started knocking down those milestones.
That's so crazy.
Other than a handful of pit stops to adjust the chicken or to change out the snow, it was pretty much driving on autopilot.
Let's go!
Where'd they get the
All we
damn
had to do
snow?
was wait.
Oh,
I knew
brother.
something was up. Swapping out the backup arm in a desperate attempt to keep this run alive, I pressed on. But I knew that the imprecise drive slot meant that we were running this rig on borrowed time. It wasn't a question of if it'd break, but when.
Oh.
Well,
I'm getting emotionally invested. I'm getting emotionally invested in the roast status of this chicken, guys.
Yeah, I know. Let's take a look at this chicken, all right? Let's see how we've done.
It's still a little rare. Not cooked. All right. It's like 2:50 a.m. I'm roasted. Guys, I'm not going to eat it. I'm too tired. I won't enjoy it. And just as those arms broke, so did I. I wanted more than anything to eat a meal cooked by the power of slaps, and I was going to do it, no matter the cost.
Steaks.
I built a new slapper arm reinforced with
steaks. Bro, steaks. Obviously, you can get such a lower temperature.
Steel plates on the sides of the drive slide, and took Peter's suggestion to link the motors together with a belt to double the power output. The dual motor rig can output a maximum of 6 horsepower with a peak current draw of up to 40 amps. Having the motors linked like this should also lighten the load on the primary motor significantly and smooth out the bumps in speed that the rig ordinarily experiences.
It's weird because I can like kind of follow what they're saying engineering wise, but not actually. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, all that makes perfect sense. Could I explain it back to you? Hell no, sir. But it makes me feel smart that you can explain it so well and in such a way that I think I'm understanding it. But then if you ask me to like clarify or repeat it back to you even, I'd just be like, spin wheel spins the wheel and makes it spin better. Science, physics.
This is the Meat Beater 9001.
But it makes you feel smart that he's so good at it.
To the limit. And just as I was about to toss a chicken in there one last time, I realized something. If I'm gonna go to this much effort to cook something with slaps, it might as well be something that I feel comfortable actually eating.
Steak.
So before taking one last stab at cooking a chicken, I decided to try to make myself a fine steak dinner.
I am smart. Yeah, I can't explain physics worth jack, but I know my meats, baby.
It's at 40 degrees C. We still need to get it all the way up to 60.
Brilliant.
Since we'd already proven we can get meat to well over 40 degrees using a slapper, I took the liberty of using a sous vide bath to get it up to that initial 40-degree temperature. The steak was actually going really well. It seemed that as we just kept slapping away, the temperature kept rising. Somewhere around 48 to 50 degrees C, we kind of met a plateau.
I've completely lost confidence in this bag, so we're gonna switch bags.
But sooner rather than later, it started increasing again, and we were back to the races. My goal was to have a medium rare steak, and so 60 degrees C was the temperature that I decided to target.
For how long do you need to get there, though?
Yo! 60 degrees! 60 degrees! We got the 60 freaking degrees! Yes! The steak is done! It's cooked! Holy sh! Oh my god!
I mean, all right, let's eat it. All right, hold up. We have some juice. I'm gonna dump that out. Yo, it looks cooked in there. Holy sh! No way.
You know, some like bougie ass restaurant on the West Coast is absolutely gonna start cooking chicken or steak or something this way and serving it, and it's gonna cost damn like $600 for sure.
Yo!
Oh!
That is a steak!
Cut it, baby!
Wait,
Cross section, baby!
I'm not even playing this up for the camera. Look at this thing.
Cross section.
It smells like
Cut
steak.
against the grain, brother.
No! Oh my gosh, it's got
You had
pig
those
in the middle.
plastic ass utensils for this monumental moment. What are you doing?
Holy sh! Look at that!
Hey, that was
It's time
great.
to take a bite.
That was
Full disclosure,
great.
I got about the toughest piece of meat I could, reasoning that the slapper would like beat the life out of it. So appearance-wise, it looks kind of almost like soft. It feels kind of soft. Man, I can't believe I am eating something that came off the slapper. Honestly, the texture is kind of yeah, the texture is pretty bad. It basically tastes like you've been chewing it for a minute already, but...
Oh, so it's like you got baby birded, eh? You just got baby birded a little bit?
Past that, it actually tastes pretty good. I can't believe it.
Well, steak's kind of hard to like mess up, you know?
Yeah, that's a freaking steak. It's a
That's
really
awesome.
bad steak. Holy cow.
Never mind, the
Steak
restaurants
had
won't
proven
do
to be
it.
a resounding success. I was cautiously optimistic for our avian alternative. I ran the slapper as hard as I could, sustaining a minimum temperature of 55 degrees for almost 90 minutes. But despite nearly 2 months of work, the rig still broke
That
before I was able to
sucks.
fully cook it.
Oh, that sucks.
At least that's what I thought until I was editing this video.
I'm looking at the what? We cooked it. Yes, baby. Yes, we cooked it. We cooked
Explain.
it. Still not gonna eat that chicken, but we fucking did it.
That's right, after double checking the charts, it turns out we did cook the chicken.
Oh,
The
cool.
big reason I didn't eat it is because due to a break in the balloon, the chicken got contaminated with fiberglass and aerogel. And if you calculate it out, you find that cooking a chicken requires a minimum of approximately 135,000 slaps. And that over the course of the 6 to 8 hour process,
That's
the
nothing.
Meat Beater 9001 would consume around 7,500 watt-hours of energy, or about 2 to 3 times as much as your oven would while making a typical roasted chicken.
Honestly, that's way closer than I was anticipating, guys. only 2 to 3 more times. I thought it was going to be like, damn, 300,000 times more or something.
It's actually way better than I expected, but if you're considering spending the time and money to build a rig like this yourself, I'd recommend instead that you try cooking some delicious meals from today's sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is pretty much the opposite of the chicken slapper in almost every conceivable way. But a meat beater takes several hours to prepare a typical meal. HelloFresh meals are designed to be fun and easy to make, so you can get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes.
Look at this integrated ass brand deal. Good job, brother.
HelloFresh's meal pretty new to cooking wise cooking videos like this one. Of course, there's always stuff I can't find a way to fit in. So if you want to check out more of what goes on behind the scenes, consider supporting me on Patreon, where you can get weekly video.
That is so cool. I'm proud of him. I'm glad he got to eat something that had been slapped. You know, it's a win-win kind of. Any kind of achieved his goal, so that's dope. And I'm so glad he didn't eat the chicken. I'm just so glad he didn't try to eat the damn chicken. That was disgusting with the gel and the fiberglass. Ugh. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I am Wesley. Make sure you guys subscribe down below for more reactions. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. I'm